Alice asked, "Where do I go from here?" The cat answered, "It depends where you want to go." Alice replied, I don't care much where." The cat replied, "If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there." Do you know where you're going? Let's find out. Hello mga ka-investor! Did you like that line? That was an exchange from the book Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. If you don't know where you're heading, then it doesn't really matter what path or road you take. But the same is true if you know 100% crystal clear where you're going, then you will know what path to take, and sooner or later you'll definitely get there. And that's exactly what we're gonna talk about in today's vlog. I'll share all about my financial goal, or what we call my destination, and how I'm going to get there through real estate investing. But first, let's check out what's happening on the construction side of things. So week 7, it's forming. The beams and columns, which I like to call them the bones of the house, I can see them already. I can touch it, I can feel it. I can now see how tall the ceiling could be. I can imagine the size of the room. In short, I'm able to picture it out. And speaking of picturing it out, sa mga advanced mag-isip dyan, dalawa na tayo. I love to imagine what items to place in each room. In fact, our contractor and architect actually wants us to do that because we want to get the sizes of these appliances, especially in the kitchen, so that we can just have a seamless design. It's actually a pretty nice activity, to the point that you can already think of what are those brands that you want to get for the TV, the ref, and all of those stuff. And I even went beyond to actually do research already of what are the best types of TV, like OLED versus QLED. It's crazy. Last weekend, we even went to the mall and checked out these appliances. And it's really fun. I can see, I can feel them. I don't know if this is another form of law of attraction. Exciting siya. Just don't look at the price tag. And speaking of price tag and money, I am super happy that PAGIBIG responded to me already. I was actually a bit anxious because I went there and I have to actually drop the updated requirements to the drop box and leave it there. I don't want to leave that kind of information just out there. Anyone could pick it. But those fears were gone once they contacted me and they called me to go back to PAGIBIG and pay the assessment fee. So the assessment fee is the amount that you will pay to them. It's 3,000 pesos here in Cebu. I don't know if it's the same all nationwide, but it's the fee where they will get an assessor to survey the place, truly check the property so that they can approve the loan. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna hear from them 20 days since the time I paid it. So I'm crossing my fingers still. But it's kind of assuring that there's progress in that side of things, and I am looking forward to it. So yun, that's our progress with the construction and the loan. So let's get into my plan on retiring just by investing through real estate. I'm gonna break it down to 3 simple steps. So let's get to step 1. Step 1, know your magic number. So what is a magic number? It's just my fancy way of saying what is your freedom number? What number or what amount of income do you need each month to live your dream life or a comfortable life? So for some, it could be 100,000 pesos per month, 200,000 pesos, or even higher. It's totally up to you. This is very important because going back to the story of Alice, this magic number is actually your destination. And if you don't know what that number is, you might not be able to achieve it because you're not targeting it. Or the other scenario is possible as well. We have a tendency to just want more and more, and you don't want to go that route as well, where you just work and work and work and not knowing when to stop. Makes sense, right? For me personally, I love to have like 500,000 income per month. That's my personal goal. I think that will help me live a comfortable life. I know it might be big for some of you or small for some of you, but for me, I want to travel the world. I want to experience the world. I think that would be enough if I go travel somewhere and bring my family somewhere in Europe. I think that would be enough for me to live and get by. And also, of course, I want to just buy what I want whenever I want or needed them. I also love to eat out, obviously, so I can eat whatever I want whenever I go out. I also love to treat my friends. Just kidding. But most importantly, I also want to give. Seryoso. So I think that number is good for me. So how about you? What is your number? I think it's important to know that. So let's go to our next step. Step 2, know your strategy. So what's my strategy? Real estate, of course. And yes, you may have other strategies like stock market, business. There's a lot of them. But hey, if you're watching this vlog about real estate and you're not thinking of investing in real estate, then why you're here? But we're gonna do real estate, but we don't just be generic with it. We want to go a little bit deeper and know what that is. And in order for us to calculate that, we'll need to think in units. So what are units? A unit of property is basically a rentable unit that earns an amount. If you're renting the whole house, it's basically 1 unit. And if it's a multi-apartment, duplex, triplex, so each door is 1 unit. The most common example, of course, are condo units, but also you can consider commercial units. You can have like 1 strip of a building with multiple units as well. Let's say if 1 unit of apartment earns 9,000 to 12,000 per month, how many units do you think will you need to reach your magic number? Wag na lang, you get the point. So the formula is magic number equals income per unit type, whatever unit that is, times how many units you need. So that means if 500,000 is my magic number, if I have an apartment that earns 10,000 per door or per unit, then I will need 50 of those to earn my 500,000. Does that make sense? Sticking to that unit concept and figuring out how many units do you need is and what type of units or properties would you buy would simplify a lot of things and make this an achievable goal. Still with me? Let's go to step 3. Step 3. Know your deadlines. Back in college, tell me, how did you accomplish your school projects? If you ask me, simple lang, deadlines. Because of deadlines, I'm able to actually submit it because I do cramming, whatever. I figure it out before I reach the deadline. But without a deadline, I don't think I'm able to finish any project. So likewise with this, I encourage you to have a deadline or just a target date basically. So like a target destination and a target date would definitely solidify your plan of retiring through real estate. So when setting a deadline, we should be realistic and make sure that it's attainable as well. So think of a comfortable deadline. This is not a race. This is a marathon and you're only competing with yourself. Never compare yourself to others' journey. So if you are comfortable, let's say in 10 years or 20 years or 30 years, you'll reach this freedom or magic number by buying this number of units. So for my case, I'm a bit ambitious. As you can see, I want to hit this goal in 10 years or sooner if I can. And how am I gonna achieve it? So for example, I want to earn 500,000 per month passively, and I know already what strategy would that be. So for example, I want to go for an apartment unit. I will need to have like 50 units for me to achieve the 500 income. So I will have to buy 50 units in the span of 10 years. So if you divided that by 10, so that means I'm gonna buy 5 doors per year. And that doesn't mean that I have to buy 5 properties. It could be an apartment complex with 5 doors or 5 units. Or if I want to make it faster, I can buy a commercial property where the rent is a little bit higher so that I can reach my freedom number faster. Let's say for example, with what Ayala or SM is doing, or these arcades, these buildings that they rent out at 30,000 per unit, then how many of those would you need? And it could be just 2 buildings, 3 buildings, or 5 buildings. So the possibilities are endless, and that's where the fun part in real estate actually comes in. Like you can experiment, you can decide which one. And actually right now I've started with apartment. I bought my first apartment with 3 doors, and I thought of what are the other strategies or niche or types of properties that would help me reach my freedom number a little bit faster than what that was. So I'm thinking now of doing another strategy. You'll learn sooner or later about that strategy or what type of property that I'll be buying or building next. So more into that. Of course, I'll share more of those in my journey here in this vlog. So that's it. How about you? Are you excited about this? Can you imagine that? Can you figure out that magic number? How many units do you need to have that? How many buildings do you need? How many dormitories? How many parking lots do you need to have? And I love to put it into writing and simplifying it into one phrase like this: earn 500 passive income per month in 10 years by buying, let's say, 2 properties each year if I'm gonna go for a commercial property. Isn't that amazing? So those are the 3 steps. I hope you learned something. And what do you think? Would you love to have this as well? Are you counting now in your head what that number is? Or how many units you're considering? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyhow, all of these are wishful thinking. I mean, will I ever get to that magic number? No one knows. Only time can tell. But the whole point of this is that it's better to have a plan. Because I truly and 100% believe that if I have a plan and I am very clear with what path I'm taking to reach that plan, it's just gonna be a matter of time till I get there. And hey, this is way better than just purely wishing all about it and not doing anything. At least you have a plan, you wrote it down, and maybe post it somewhere where you read it every single day, or remind yourself in every few weeks. I believe in that, the power of intention. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you like this content and if you want to connect with me, feel free to reach out. Give me your thoughts, give me your feedback. I'd love to learn more about how I can improve this channel, of course. And yeah, let's form that community. If you are on Facebook, you can join our Facebook group, the Filipino Real Estate Investors, if you ever want to start investing in real estate, earning passive income through rentals, or just buying and selling real estate. Feel free to join that group and let's connect. And yeah, hopefully we can have a live meeting someday in the future when this whole pandemic ends. So that's about it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you are staying safe. And see you on the next video.